Alright YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we'll be talking about our Traptrix deck that we will use for the rank. Now, I had a couple of tweaks with this build, of course, just to balance it out with the current meta nowadays. So you might see some other unnecessary cards, but they are really required for this deck just for it to survive the current meta. So right off the bat, we have 3 Ash Blossoms. I do had a previous build where I have like 2 maxis with 3 Ash Blossoms, but it goes beyond 41 cards, so it was only 43. Actually, you can go with 40 cards here in total. Just remove another copy of Arachnocampa, but Arachnocampa is quite useful for this type of matchup because if you have one monster in the field and you have Arachnocampa on your hand, you can go Serra on that monster in the field and then use the effect of Arachnocampa, prompting the effect of Serra, and then get a copy of a trap card that you really need. So I think that's a really good +1 on your field if ever that's the case. But yeah, like I said, Arachnocampa is still good. 41 cards is also good. So 3 copies of Mermelot and 3 copies of Mantis. This is one of your starters or your kickstarters for the game, basically. And then you have 1 copy of the Aenean. I tried another build wherein I choose 2 copies of the Aenea just for the combo sake if ever you draw into another copy of the Aenea. But so far so good. Having on 1 copy is still not really that problematic if ever you draw into a Aenea. The Mantis, also a good card. Also another good starter other than the Mermelot and the Mantis is the Pudica, the new card. So once this card is normal summon, you get the field spell, which is really important for the deck as well. But you don't want to draw into this. You don't want to break into the copy of Garden. Although, if ever you have a ton of Traptrix monster, then much easier for that. Garden on the field, you can go for an additional normal summon. Also, you can banish 1 monster you control. Spell summon 1 Traptrix monster from your hand or your graveyard. So that's a really good card effect as well. But of course, that's a -1 on the field. Depending on the cards that you want to summon to the field that can go into more plays. But yeah, that is basically your monsters right there with 3 copies of Arachnocampa. So that's basically all the monsters. Majority of your build here is on trap cards and a little bit of spell cards. So spell cards, you have 3 Dark Ruler no more. This is usually paired for me on the 3 copies of Evenly Matched as well. So if ever you're going second, which is some of the weakest points for Traptrix, since setting up on the first turn is kind of crucial. So if ever you're going second, you have, and your opponent has acquired a ton of monsters on the board, go for Dark Ruler no more and then Evenly Match afterwards. Or even if you just have Dark Ruler no more, it kind of helps a lot having to avoid those monster negates on the field. 1 copy Prosperity onto 3 copies of the Tornado Dragon, either the Axis Code Talker or the Zeus, or even the Underworld Goddess of the Close World that you banished to excavate 3 cards. So it's either one of those cases, or you can go for 6 excavation. It's either one of those. 1 Garden, 2 copies of Call by the Grave, 1 copy of Cross of Designator in case you get Ash Blossom or Call by the Grave. So there is 1 copy there that can help you. I don't think that Imperm is not going to be that relevant onto a Traptrix monster, especially if you summon Serra to the field. So far so good. Trap cards, you'll have 1 copy of Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 copy of Time Space Trap Hole, 2 copies of Floodgate Trap Hole. This is a really good Book of Moon effect. 3 copies of Evenly Matched, 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence, 2 copies of Gravedigger's Trap Hole, 1 copy of Terrifying Trap Hole of Nightmare, and then 3 copies of Traptrix Hole Thea. So this is the new card that is really good for the deck as well. As long as you have 1 trap card on your hand or normal trap card on your hand, once you set this card, you can activate it during the turn by discarding that specific trap card on your hand. Now, the reason why you can discard for that is to prompt the effect of Serra, and then Serra will actually get a copy of the Aenea from your deck and spell summon it to the field. And once the Aenea is on the field, you can just retrieve the trap card that you discarded and then set that back on the field. So that's a really good card effect. What else? And then 2 copies of Solemn Judgment. So the reason for this being is that there are some cases where you'll go up against another control deck or basically a Traptrix deck as well. So Labyrinth decks and Traptrix decks are kind of like normality in the ranked games that I'm playing so far. So there are some cases that you'll go up against that, and then having a face-up Serra on the field would be very bad on your side if ever you activate a Traptrix monster or even activate a trap card. So it will prompt their Serra's effect as well, so getting them more resources, so you don't want that. So If ever you're going first, then that would be much better as well. But like I said, situations. Solemn Judgment is one of those cards that can help you bypass those mirror matches. So that is the main deck. Extra deck, it will go with 2 copies of Rafflesia. A really good card in the field, by the way. So if ever you'll have your 5th summon, go for Rafflesia. If ever they'll have Nibiru activated, you can go for Rafflesia, drop a copy of Gravedigger's Trap, negate the Nibiru, minus 2,000 to their life points. 1 Tornado Dragon and 1 copy of Time Thief Redoer. This is a really good card that you can go into if ever you summon the Holiday on the field. Having the third effect, place 1 face of card or your opponent controls on the top of the deck is really good. Traptrix Alumeros, you just need 1 copy of this for situational purposes. Spell summoning another Traptrix monster from your graveyard to your side of the field. 2 copies of the Pingukula. This is the new card that is kind of interesting as well. It also adds 1 Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand. Also, if ever a monster is sent to the graveyard or banished by card effect, you can retrieve that card and add that one as material to this monster. So that's interesting. Then you have your Zeus. 3 copies with Traptrix Sarah. I've seen some people using 1 or 2 copies of Sarah. I mean, my gosh, don't do that. I mean, this is the bread and butter for a Traptrix deck. If ever you lose 1, basically you have 2 more arsenals or in your extra deck that you can use. 1 copy of Colaria. Well, just need 1 copy of this for situational purposes. On the end of the turn, you can get 1 Traptrix monster, spell summon it in defense position. So that's really insane. 1 copy of Atipus, the new card as well. So this makes Traptrix a little bit more on the beatdown kind of side. As long as you have a Trap Hole monster on or Trap Hole card in the graveyard, you can increase your Traptrix monster by 1,000 attack. So that is a really good beatdown capability for your Traptrix monster. For your game ender as well, you can go for Axis Code Docker in case. You can also use this one on the Prosperity if you like. And lastly, my favorite card for a link-based deck is Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. So that is basically the deck profile, guys. Let's showcase some of the replays that I managed to sum up. Yeah, let's go into the replays and I'll see you guys in the outro later on. Alright guys, so here we are with the replays, and to start off, we have a Mantis, we have Dark Ruler No More, 2 Floodgate Trap Holes, and 1 Gravedigger's Trap on our starting hand, and we're going first, so that's really insane. So go for Mantis, since that's the only Traptrix monster that we have. We get Ash Blossom on the search. Kinda sad, but it's not really a problem. And then our opponent will then chain link with a Maxi. So yeah, we can't summon Sarah because at this point on Master Duel, currently, having 1 card will be very dangerous for us. So we just set the Floodgate Trap Hole and the Floodgate. He will be going up against Sword Soul here. So normal summon the Muyi. Prompt effects, revealing the Ashuna. We go for a Floodgate Trap Hole, flipping it face down. Our opponent is going to go for Longyan, sending the Ashuna to the graveyard. Luckily, we have our Gravedigger's Trap Hole, negate the effect, and minus him with 2,000 to his life points. So that's good. And then lastly, use the effect of Ashuna on his side, and then go for the Shatana. Luckily, the 3rd Trap Hole would be activated, flipping it face down. Now, it could have been a defect of Sarah that activated onto my trap cards. Doesn't really matter. I was really hoping to get another Traptrix monster, which was really good. So during my turn, we summon Sarah, or link off Sarah from the Mantis, and then normal summon our Mermelou. Mermelou will get a copy of 1 Gravedigger's Trap, and then Traptrix Sarah will then search out a copy of Holitea, since we can go for more plays afterwards. So we got Jewel and Luck. It's not really a problem because majority of the cards we will be searching is from the deck to the field. So Holitea will be activating, pitching a copy of Gravedigger's Trap, and then prompting the effect of Sarah, spell summoning the Dionea from the deck. And then we link off to our Atipus, increasing the attack of our monsters. So we have 2-8 and 1-8 on the board, leaving with the Muyi and the Longyan on hand, and the Gravedigger's Trap that can help us against the Longyan. Effect of Holitea, spell summoning our monster back. He'll chain with Maxi. Luckily, their copy of Gravedigger's Trap will help us with this kind of situation. And with that, with the effect of Holitea, spell summoning our Dionea on the field, Dionea will prompt effect, searching out another copy of Gravedigger's Trap, or the same copy of Gravedigger's Trap. So that is really insane for a Traptrix support. Let's go towards the second replay. Alright, second game, guys. So here we are with a starting hand of Mermelo, Dionea, one Pudika, one Call by the Grave, and Gravedigger's Trapple. So the reason why I have 3 copies of Pudika is because of this. You need to have this on a starting hand as much as possible because you'll need to get a copy of the Garden. So here we are. Our starting hand will always be Pudika. If not, you can go with the other Traptrix monster. So Pudika into the copy of Garden, activate the Garden, and then Pudika will link off into a copy of Serra. With the help of the Garden, you can normal summon an extra one of Mermelo. Mermelo will prompt its effect, prompting the effect of Serra. So the effect of Mermelo, we got a copy of Holitea there, and with the effect of Serra, get a copy of our Floodgate Trap Hole. The effect of the Holitea, sending or pitching a trap card from our hand, and then to summon itself. Now at this point on, I just used the effect of Garden, banishing one monster I control to spell summon one monster from the graveyard. So that is basically, or one monster from the graveyard or the hand, so that I have one Dionea on hand, spell summoning Dionea, and then getting a copy of the Gravedigger's Trap so that we can use it for our opponent's turn. We go for, I think I went for Time Thief Redoer here because I have one trap card attached to it. So that's basically our end board right there. You can go for Reflatia, but I think I have a feeling I wanted to go into a Time Thief Redoer, which was the good choice for me. And by the way, so we have Arachnocampa protecting our back row if ever we'll get Harpy Spitter Dustert or Eradicated Virus. So really good. So Time Thief Redoer actually got a copy of Sprite Blue, so insanely good. They have only one copy at this point on. Starter into blue on his side, we go for Redoer, putting it back to the top of the deck. So at this point on, he doesn't have any level 2s on the board, but he got a copy of Sprite Red. So normal summoning Epira, getting one card to draw, but we got Floodgate Trap Hole so that he won't use the effect of Sprite Red. And with the effect of Serra, spell summoning our copy of Mantis, and then he'll just continue on summoning a monster. So this is a variant for the Sprites, the Bishells, the Runic, and the Sprite. So that's 3 archetypes in one deck for him. Yeah, so it's perfectly fine. With the effect of our monster, with the effect of our trap card Holitea, I tried to spell summon the monster, but we got Called by the Grave, so we can't do anything else about this. Might as well gonna continue on, or let him continue with his play. So there we go, and this is a new card that I have actually haven't seen. So Soldier Dragon allows him to spell summon another level 2 monster from the deck. So there we go, if ever I activate the card. So Called by the Grave into the monster he tried to spell summon from the graveyard, prompted the effect of Soldier Dragon, spell summoning another copy of Soldier Dragon to the field, which he'll use into an Exe fodder for the Obimaru Soul Sweeper. Obimaru will then target my Redoer, and then the Regain will target my Redoer, drawing one card for him. So, interesting enough, we almost got board wiped with this, but yeah, I'll showcase to you later on why Traptrix is also a hard deck to play on, if ever you'll go up against as well. But yeah, we'll go into the closed world, sacrificing the Sprite Elf. I do believe Sprite Elf is the best target here, because if ever I go into the Masquerena, he can just revive back another monster that he needs, that is a level 2 or rank 2 or link 2. So go for the Sprite Elf, since Masquerena will be useless if ever he doesn't have any other materials on the field. So we go for Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. And sad to say, I need the Traptrix monster in the field. So typically, I need to sacrifice it, banish my Underworld Goddess, spell summoning my Dionea. Dionea will search out a copy of Floodgate Trap Hole. And basically, that's it. Serra and then Trap cards will protect us later on. So that is the game. Alright guys, so here we are with game number 3, our last game here, but I still wanted to showcase the last game that I go up against another mirror match for a Traptrix. But yeah, so we start off with 1 Mermelo, 1 Prosperity, 1 Judgment, 1 Time Space Trap Hole, and 1 Evenly Match. A really good card to start off, but we are going first, so we don't need really Evenly Match. So we go for Prosperity, sending our... I chose here the Underworld Goddess, Close World, Zeus, and of course the Nether Dragon, so that we can excavate 3. So excavated that. The new sound effect is kind of interesting though. So we got a copy of Arachnocampa, normal summon our Mermelo. We got Ash from the search. Doesn't really matter, of course, because the important one is our Serra. So if ever Serra will be Ash, there's some worrisome plays there. But like I said, not really a problem on our normal Traptrix monster. Spell summoning Sarah to the field, use the effect of Oracle Campa, prompting the effect of Sarah, getting a copy of Holetea. Holetea will prompt, pitching a copy of our Time Space, and then prompting the effect of Sarah, spell summoning our Dionea, getting a copy of Time Space from the Dionea in our graveyard. Going for our Rafflesia here for our protection. Also for the protection of Rafflesia, this allows your opponent not to target our Traptrix monster that you control, except for Rafflesia, of course, with card effects. If ever the field spell is present here, this makes Rafflesia even more protected if ever they'll go into a battle phase with Rafflesia. But yeah, we have 3 cards face down, evenly matched, a copy of Time Space, and a copy of Judgment. So we are going up against, if I'm not mistaken, Labyrinth. So a good mirror match on another control deck. I think the only sad part here is this guy actually special summoned the wrong Labyrinth monster during my turn. So there we go. Arachnocampa on attack position. He used the effect of Welcome Labyrinth, spell summoning the Lady Labyrinth. The lovely Labyrinth, of course. He should have summoned the Lady Labyrinth here to prompt more effects of the monster. Nevertheless, it's perfectly fine. This was actually a misplay on his part. But yeah, prompting the effect of Sarah from my trap card, and then use the effect of my Traptrix Rafflesia to win 2 more plays. So there we go. It was going for Floodgate Trap Hole, flipping it face down. And like I said earlier, if ever your opponent uses the effect of Eradicator Virus, the Arachnocampa will protect your back row. So that's basically it. A really good board just by having the Rafflesia on the field. So that's it. Let's go towards the additional video. Alright guys, for the additional video, this is actually up against a Traptrix deck as well. So the thing here, I had, instead of Bottomless Trap Hole, I was using the Trap Hole Nightmare. Our opponent will just go through the whole combo. We just skip through that, fast forward this. And he has another version of Traptrix as well with the 3 copies of Parallel Exit. I think that's kind of useful as well, because he'll go into more plays. But yeah, there we go. He managed to pull up a good board here with Rafflesia into the Pingokula, and then our protection for his back row. So there we go, our out. So evenly matches are only out at this situation here. He was going to do Maxi, but doesn't really matter at this point on. But yeah, might as well. Negating the effect of Maxi, and then we are free to move with our evenly match. So any other decks by far, like I said, flips on Maxi. Flips on evenly match. So that is it for the replays. Let's go back to the outro. So with that, that is the deck profile, and those were the replays. Hope you enjoyed this kind of content. Like and subscribe for more contents like this in the near future. We will talk about Labyrinth in the couple of days, hopefully by tomorrow. Anywho, that's me signing off. Keep safe, good luck, and goodbye.